My name is Nancy. I'm 17 years old and I'm from Guanajuato, Mexico. I came to the United States when I was 4 years old, so approximately 13 years now. I've been living here in Chicago. I grew up, when I got here from Mexico, I first lived in Pilsen, and it was a good experience over there, but there was like a lot of gang activity. So one of my aunt's friends, she lived here in Brighton Park, and she was the one who told my aunt, like, oh, this neighborhood is pretty good, you should live here. And we moved here when I was like 6 years old. So we liked the neighborhood, I used to play outside when I was little. So from what I remember, it was always a good neighborhood. It was like during middle school years where I used to go to Davis, which is like by 39th and Albany. And there was like gang affiliations and everything. But I think throughout the years, like the police enforcement has been like pretty good here. So I feel like that has been much more calmer, and I like my neighborhood. Before coming to the program, I feel like I was less confident about myself. I'm more outgoing, more social, and I feel like it has helped me a lot. It's actually like months before joining the program, I was doing college applications. I honestly didn't know where to start. I was like, oh my god, I remember being like being really shy about everything. So when it came to like college applications, I remember going to the class to 154, which is like a college classroom that we have in Cali. So I went there, and I honestly didn't know who to ask or anything. I was just pretty shy, and I think that was the most frustrating moment for me. Like when college applications, I could have asked anybody, but I just didn't. But when I came to the program, I feel like it helped me come out, like to not be shy, or just to ask a lot of people and to get a lot of help from it. So that was pretty good. There was some questions based on like the college applications that I honestly didn't know, and like I said, I didn't know how to ask anyone. But that was one. And then another problem that I had, I think with scholarships mostly, was that like when it came to like finding scholarships that I was eligible to, since I'm an undocumented student, I think that was a pretty hard thing to do, because it was just like, oh, I don't know where to start, because every time I look like for scholarships like on Google or anything like that, the scholarships were like always like, oh, you need to be a US citizen, or so I would say like 60% of the time that I would search for scholarships, they would say you're not eligible to. And I feel like that was really frustrating. I remember talking to Ms. Martinez about it, and she was like, oh, by the way, Ms. Martinez is my mentor. She was talking to me about it, and she's like, oh, like I'm gonna help you out to look for scholarships. So she put up like a whole 2-page list about like scholarships for undocumented students, and I think that has helped me a lot, because like I said before, it was like mostly 60% that I was not, or 70% that I wasn't eligible to. And I feel like looking for specific scholarships that I was, again, it made me feel like I had a lot of opportunities. So that was pretty good. Yeah. Well, I was in my college algebra class, and Ms. Martinez came in saying a presentation about how it has helped a lot of students and everything. And I remember just listening, and I was like, wow, I should give it a try. Maybe that's a good way for me to like get more help about it, since I didn't know where to start. And then I just went to see her, and she gave me like a full application. I filled up the application, and from there on we started, and I do not regret going into the program at all. I feel like it has helped me a lot. So yeah, so it all started with just a presentation about the program, and I'm here. We try to meet once every week, talk about like just how my college applications are going, how scholarships are going. We talk about that, not only like education wise, but she tries to see more of how am I doing outside of school, to see like for me not to be like a little bit stressed like about the college applications and everything. She goes beyond the education, and that's the thing that I really like about it. Well, going through a program, I feel like I've become more confident in myself. I feel like now I could achieve pretty much everything, because like I said, I feel more confident. I feel like I'm less overwhelmed about college applications and scholarships and all of that. When it comes to the some scholarship process, I feel like I know what to do now. I'm not, like I said, I'm not overwhelmed. I see some questions and I'm just like, oh, I've gone through this like before, so I'm gonna just go through it. And now I think I don't need as much help as I did before because I didn't know where to start. So I feel like the program has helped me a lot through just my confidence and knowing what to do and my knowledge and everything like that. So that's pretty good. Well, I plan on going to medical school. I'm an undocumented student, like I said, and it's really hard for me to, I think it's going to be really hard for me to go into medical school since I don't have DACA. But I don't put that like to stop me. Like I'm not going to let that stop me from getting to there. So far, I feel like I am going to college for sure. I see myself graduating from college, and I just want to, make my mom proud. That's my biggest goal, getting, graduating from college and, making her efforts count from everything. I joined the Cali soccer team my freshman year, and I think that has not been, a regret for me. It's a really good way for me to get out of my way, from school-wise or everything. But what I like about the soccer team is that they do not only worry about soccer, my coach also worries about, life and education also. He's always telling us, do good in school and do good in life too, make the right decisions. So I've been in soccer since my freshman year, about 4 years now, because I'm a senior. The biggest motivation that I probably have is just my mom and my aunt. I think coming from Mexico and seeing her work really hard for me and just seeing her, for example, when I was younger, she used to have 2 jobs and I barely seen her. Just seeing her push herself to give me the best education possible and to give me pretty much everything that she didn't have when she was younger.
I'm known to my students as Ms. Martinez. I am the Higher Sites lead mentor coach. Nancy was nervous about the fact that she was undocumented because I think the college process in general is just very intimidating to all students, and especially if you don't have a parent who's been through the college process themselves, then that kind of falls on you. And when we talk about the college process, we kind of do a big picture of it, and we don't talk about specialized populations such as undocumented students. And I think especially in the political climate that we have now, where there's just a very strong anti-immigration sentiment and a lot of funding for these type of things schools cannot do legally, and a lot of funds just being cut. I think it's a very scary thing to go through when you know that this stance exists, and then on top of that you don't really know how to find resources as well, being a high school student, and so I think that was especially even more so taxing on Nancy, and so she's just trying to figure it out on her own, and so I was glad to be able to kind of help her out and just help alleviate that stress. She is definitely opened up. I see her smiling, just relieved, and I think she's at a much better space because she's done the college applications, has the acceptances, and so now, she knows where she's going, right? She has a set list of scholarships that she will be applying to with the deadlines and knows what's coming each step of the way. So I think she's just a lot more lively and just freer. I think just really working through all of those college applications, because she applied to more than 10, and going from being intimidated by the process to that extreme of really crushing those college applications and being able to maintain a high GPA when she has so many extracurriculars that she's a part of, not even just in school but also outside actually doing work. So being able to do that and not allow the climate to impact her and just to continue to fight and be motivated, I think that's what I'm just most proud of. I just feel really lucky to be her mentor and to just see that growth. She's just a very inspirational young lady, and it makes me want to do better and inform myself, and I know that whatever she puts her mind, whether that's medical school or anything else, I don't think anything is gonna stop her. I think she's gonna go so far, and I can't wait to see it.
My name is Juana Sanchez, and Nancy is my daughter. She's always been really intelligent, always really likes getting her education and learning. She's always been really on top of it, and if she is supposed to be somewhere at a certain time, she's there. I don't have to push her too much. She's pretty independent. I definitely would agree that before the program, Nancy was anxious and nervous, and she didn't really know how to go about it, so she was very tense. She now feels more relaxed and more secure in herself and more at peace in the process. I feel good. I'm happy to see her relaxed and more motivated. She has really put in a lot of work and applied to a lot of colleges, and to all of the colleges she was accepted. Nancy actually wants to study pediatrics, and I told her, well, maybe you should start with nursing to try to get your foot in the door and then see if you want to continue your education. Sometimes Nancy gets really tired because she's working hard and is also involved in soccer, and she always works on the weekends. So there are times when she falls asleep over her books, and I just tidy up after her. I'm so proud of her. What I tell her is that she's my treasure, and that is the best thing out there, like a precious jewel.